I just got home from San Diego Comic-Con, so if I sound tired or I sound like I don't have a voice, that would be why. But there was one thing at the convention that I really wanted, an exclusive product that I really wanted, and I was able to get my hands on, and it is just so cool that I need to share it with you guys, because of course, we talk about Masters of the Universe, Masterverse on here pretty frequently, so who would I be if I didn't get the Masterverse exclusive from Comic-Con to show to you guys? How you doing, everyone? My name is Deceptibot9. Thank you so much for joining me over here today on the channel. If you like what you see, go ahead and leave me a like, and go ahead and subscribe if you would like to see more as well. And if you want to follow me on other places, I am on TikTok and on Instagram, where I'll do pictures of stuff I get and all that crazy fun stuff. My brain is so addled right now. Anyway, we're taking a look at the 40th anniversary Masters of the Universe Masterverse 2-pack today. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at it, because I haven't unboxed it yet. So we're going to show the packaging and the whole deal today. Okay, so first, we're going to take a look at the external packaging. It's I guess, shipper box. This is how it comes, how they handed it to you at the booth, and presumably how it will come to you on Mattel Creations if you ordered one there. So we see this excellent 40th anniversary art here on the front with the Masters of the Universe logo and the exploding rock effect that we get on all the stuff, except for it's brown instead of red. Over on this one side, I'll tilt it to the side. This is the He-Man side. You get the sword right there. On the other side is the Skeletor side. So you get the Havoc staff. Down on the bottom is just all the credits and everything. Nothing crazy. And the back, you get this lovely artwork showing you He-Man, the Ring of Absolute Power, which is something that is included in this set. And of course, Skeletor right there. So give me just a second to slide it out of the sleeve box and we'll look at the main event. All right, if you thought that brown box was going to be it for the packaging, oh no, here we are for the main packaging of the box set. Here, this is the front. We can see it looks like a crate or something with this nice beautiful crest here on the front. We get the Mattel logo down there in the corner. Really nice, and then just kind of continues that detail all over the sides here. Same thing on the other side. On the back, it does have more of that crate effect and the 40th anniversary logo that we have started to see on some of our Masterverse and Origins product. Now, the way to get this guy open, this set open, is it's just hinged on the flaps. Ooh, yeah. Here is the Masterverse 2-pack. We get the Masterverse logo up here at the top. We get this tagline, the mightiest battle in the universe, plus a little description of the 40th anniversary. If you want to pause, read that. We get the logo up here in the corner. Obviously, Skeletor right here. He-Man right there as well. This is not all for the packaging, because you're like, where's all the other stuff? All right. Slide this outer thing off. And here is now everything included in the set. You can see we get He-Man himself, we get his power sword, we get 2 alternate hands, we get his battle axe, and we get his shield, of course, the Ring of Absolute Power right up here at the top. You get 2 mini comics. You get Skeletor, you get his Sword of Power, you get 2 alternate hands for him, and you get the Havoc staff. So, without any further ado, let's finally get all of these things out of this packaging and take an even closer look at them. All right, so here is everything you get in the set, all out of the box, all out of the fun packaging. And you're getting a lot here. You are getting a lot here. Now, I will say this set was $80 at the Mattel Creations booth and on MattelCreations.com. At first, when I saw that price, it felt a little high because you're essentially paying $40 for each of these 2 figures. But after getting it out and seeing everything and feeling everything, I definitely understand why now. Because there's a lot of stuff here and there's some really neat things going on. So first, let's talk about some of these extra accessories here. These 2 right here, the mini comics, they're less mini comics and they're more like little storybooks, which are fun, and I cannot wait to actually read all the way through them. They are both like this. This first one, He-Man and the Power Sword, presumably is going to tell the story of how he gets it and how he got it, or something. Like I said, I haven't read these yet, so we'll see. The second one is called King of Castle Grayskull, and it's presumably probably also about He-Man and Skeletor, obviously, as you would assume. Ooh, that's fun. We get some nice little additives about about the characters and the weapons and accessories and everything. That's really cool. All right, so I will have to go ahead and read those. I'm looking very forward to that. And the other extra accessory we get here in the set is the Ring of Absolute Power. Now, this thing is sick. It is full die-cast metal. It is really heavy, and it's quite big. You can see on the front here, we're getting this little Grayskull looking guy, and he's got some nice deep red eyes all the way around to the side. This is the Power Sword deco here, obviously going around. There's another Power Sword. You can see up here at the top, there's a hinge for it, because this thing opens up. You can see the clear red plastic there, and we get a sweet 40th anniversary logo engraved there on the inside. This thing is really, really neat, and you can see that it does fit on my pinky finger, and I think that might be the only finger it fits on. Let's see. Yeah, it won't go past my knuckle on my actual ring finger, but it does fit pretty snug on my pinky finger. So if you want to walk around wielding your Ring of Absolute Power, go for it. That is something you can do. All right, and now we get to the actual figures in the set themselves. And at first glance, these guys look super nice next to each other. They're looking so good. I love the aesthetic of these two, and I love the designs overall. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at each one by one. We are going to go with He-Man first. All right, here is He-Man fully geared up and out of the box to see what he looks like. And this guy is pretty awesome, pretty solid. So we're getting a lot of cool stuff here. Like I noted up top about the price, something that also upped the price is that all of these weapons are full die-cast metal, including the shield here, this Power Sword, and the other accessory we get for He-Man, which is his battle axe. These are all done in die-cast metal. Same thing for Skeletor stuff, which we will get to. But this guy is really solid. He's looking awesome. Another thing that's on He-Man that is going to be different from the regular retail release version of, because they are doing a regular retail release of the 40th anniversary He-Man figure, is that his loincloth and the tops of his boots are flocked, which is something that was not expected, but is really, really nice. And as far as I can tell, besides things like the legs and the arms, the chest here is a fully new sculpt for He-Man. We haven't seen this sculpt on He-Man before, and it's looking really, really solid. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the details and sculpting on this guy. Up here on the head, he's rocking that sort of vintage toy aesthetic on the head, which looks pretty solid. Really, really neat here. Hair is sculpted all the way around, and of course, it's nice blonde going on, which I love. The harness here looks great right around. You can see all of his muscles in all of their glory, down to his little six-pack abs that he's got going on there. It's looking awesome. The arms are nothing really new that we've seen for the Masterverse. They've got, the muscle detail onto the back. You see all the back muscles. Here's the back of the harness. You can put the Power Sword through there as well. Here's the detailing on the shield. It looks like the traditional He-Man shield. Looks great. We love to see it. Down here, just the belt is a standard orange He-Man color belt. Legs, we've got all the muscle detail and definition you'd come to expect, down to the boots. So this He-Man is looking really, really awesome, and I am really, really happy with how he came out. You also do get 2 alternate hands for He-Man as well. You get the open palm and you get the fist, which are standard on every Masterverse figure, basically, at least He-Man's. Articulation, nothing new, nothing crazy, but let's cover it really fast. Head goes all the way around, goes up and down, arms swivel all the way around. They go out that far, they swivel at the bicep and a little bit at the shoulder. They go down, they have the double elbow, which is awesome as always on the Masterverse figures. There you get that shield going, the wrists swivel around. Oh yeah, and we get a hinge downward for the sword, which is something that I have longed for on these figures for a while. So you can hinge the sword downward a little bit or curl it upward a little bit. That is awesome. We get a nice, oh yeah, that is so much better. So this ab crunch that they have here, that is much better than some of the other Masterverse ones. Sometimes they can't swivel around as much like that, but that is really, really nice. You get a swivel at the waist as well. There he goes. Legs go forward. Not as far as I would like, but that's probably due to the loincloth. Backwards ever so slightly, not really much. They go out that far, getting He-Man into not a split, maybe. He's working on it. You get a swivel here at the thigh. You get the double jointed knee right there as well. And of course, you get the swivel at the boot and at the ankle. Pivot up, down, swivel all the way around. And overall, he feels really, really solid. None of my joints are loose. None of them are too tight. Everything is working out to be really, really awesome. So really quick before we move on to Skeletor, though, I want to show off some comparisons to this guy. All right, here is the 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man with the Origins He-Man, and these two are awesome. They look, kind of the same. I can see the detail in the bigger chest and with the smaller abs here going on in both of these guys. It's really, really neat, and it's really, really cool to see these two next to each other. And of course, I have to compare him with what was, and maybe still is, my favorite He-Man release from Masterverse, the new Eternia He-Man. And these two look really cool together, and you can really see the differences here up in the upper chest and the remolding that went on when you look at these two figures together, because he's a little more slim and this guy is huge. So I really like that you can tell some distinct differences between these two guys, besides just, color and general aesthetic. All right, that's going to be all for He-Man. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Skeletor. All right, here is Skeletor, and this guy is looking amazing. I love Skeletor. If you watched my new Eternia review, you know how much I love Skeletor. He is one of my favorite fictional characters, one of my favorite fictional villains overall. He's really, really sweet, and he is looking as Skeletor-y, I think, as we are going to get. This guy rules. Just like I mentioned when we were talking about He-Man's weapons and accessories, these are all full die cast. He's got the sword in the back right there because you can slide it in his harness, which is awesome. And the Havoc staff, which normally is really heavy and would be kind of flopping down the articulation a little bit here. This Skeletor is actually holding up a full die cast Havoc staff very, very well, and he shows no signs of slowing down. This guy rules. So I won't cover articulation on Skeletor because it is exactly the same as it is for He-Man, except for one little thing really quick. His mouth, his lower jaw is articulated. You can close it all the way up to get a closed look, or you can open it to get that laughing or that sniveling Skeletor look, which is really, really cool. But let's talk detail for a second here. The head sculpt is looking awesome. I'm loving the purple they use here for the hood. You can see the red in the eyes there is just absolutely amazing. The yellow and green transition going on here on the skull looks great. Down in the nose cavity and the teeth, all of it just looks excellent and true Skeletor here. Now, I think this upper body is also remolded from the other Skeletors. It does not look the same to me. And it may be even molded from that He-Man body a little bit, but just slightly different. His chest is bigger and his waist is a little slimmer, but we got those nice muscles going on. And the harness here, though, with the bat look and the crossbones, shoulder overhang is looking awesome. Down to the arms, we get all that muscle definition. We get the classic little spikies going on. We get some nice open hand fingers here, down here to the guard, the loin guard, and a loincloth underneath with a belt. Everything is looking great here on the detail and the sculpt work. Legs look awesome, look super nice. Down here to the feet and the leg gauntlets, there's so much little sculpt work built into that, like feathery detail, which is awesome. Down to the claws. These guys are packed with awesome detail and awesome sculpt, and this Skeletor looks fantastic. He looks great. In terms of other accessories you get for Skeletor, you just get 2 alternate hands here besides the 2 weapons. So you get another grabby hand if you want to have him hold both his weapons, and you get a fully closed fist as well if you want to rock that. Let's do a couple comparisons here with Skeletor. So here he is with Origins Skeletor, which, just like the 2 He-Mans, you see that these two are pretty much the same character. Obviously, they're going for the same design aesthetic here on these two, and I absolutely love it. They both look awesome, and they look super nice together as well. Here is the 40th anniversary Skeletor compared to the latest Skeletor we got in the Masterverse line, that being the new Eternia one. And these guys look great. I love that there is some subtle color differences going on between both of them, but they are still both uniquely Skeletor, and they both look really, really great and stand well on their own as solid and awesome Skeletor designs. All right, here's one last shot of the 2 foes together. Let's go ahead and throw it back up to me for my final thoughts. Alright, so my final thoughts on the Masterverse 40th Anniversary 2-pack of He-Man and Skeletor is that it is a really, really solid set. I am so glad I was able to get this during Comic-Con, and I really hope all of you guys were able to get one too, because this is not a set you want to miss out on. I love the new sculpt work, the new detail on these guys. The die-cast metal on the weapons is something that's really, really cool and feels amazing in hand, and it makes for a really great look on the shelf. These guys are just as posable as all the other Masterverse figures, even if not a little bit more. Those joints feel a little more free. These are probably some of my favorite releases in the Masterverse line so far. So guys, go ahead and let me know what you think of this set down below. Let me know if you were able to get one. Did you want one? Did you not want one? All of that fun stuff. With all that said, guys, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Again, I'm sorry about the voice and the look. It was a long weekend at Comic-Con. So go ahead, leave a like, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I will see y'all later.